Courtesy Flush. We give you all the nutrients and flush out the bullshit. This story time is about the time that my friend was shot in the head twice on the way to the store. We're literally walking to the store. But the crazy part about this situation and this story is that I had got into it like with a friend of mine. We didn't really get into it. It was one of those things like where you just kind of cracking on each other and then they go a little bit too far. So, make a long story short, me and this particular guy was kind of like it was going too far. So, I had a friend of mine with me that he didn't really know, he wasn't really cool with, but this friend was really about their life, but cool. He just played defense, but he'll play it to the fullest. And we were just arguing, cracking on each other, and I knew he had a pistol on him. The guy I was arguing with, I knew he had a pistol on him, but we knew that it didn't have any bullets in it. It was like, when you're young, you got a gun with just no bullets and just stupid. So while we arguing, and he pulled it out, and was like, man, and my partner, it was like, he immediately grabbed him and they wrestling over the gun. And keep in mind, we are all drunk kids. And I'm like, dude, there's no bullets in there. But my friend was still mad because he didn't know this guy. He just knew me and he was trying to protect his friend. And he had a gun on him, so thank God nothing like that happened because the man could have been killed. But so, to bring you back to the story about me walking to the store with my buddies, and one of them was shot in the head twice. I ended up, we're walking to the store and we got to talking about that situation. And I was talking to him. I'm like, he like, man, so and so pulled a gun out on you. I'm like, we didn't have any bullets in there. I was about 17, something like that. Like it didn't have any bullets in it. So, it didn't matter. I knew, he knew we didn't have any bullets. He was like, dude, most of the time these guys out here talking about they got guns, they don't even, no. I said, hey, the next MFer pull a gun out on me, I'm going to kill him. And he specifically said, I never forget, I remember what he had on. He had on some brand new Timberland boots, blue jeans, and like a little jacket. I forgot what jacket, but I never forget, he was like, dude, most of the time these cats out here talking about they got guns, they don't even have guns. Okay. So we walk into the store and there was a little corner store that didn't sell alcohol on the way to the liquor store, which was like, this is probably like in the vicinity of like a 4-block radius from, our houses. So we walk into the store and they decided, because it was like, I say it was like 5 of us all together. So 3 guys decided to stop at the little corner store that sold like loose cigarettes and, candy, juices, and stuff like that, but they just didn't sell alcohol. So me and another friend who passed away as well, but we just decided to keep walking to the liquor store because that's what we did. We wanted to get more drink. And they stopped to get some type of blunt or something. So we walked, me and my friend, Tez, we walked on to this liquor store. And, we went in, came back out less than 5 minutes later. We walking right back down. We got to pass the corner store to get back to our house. And we see all these, the ambulance, the police coming. We already heard the sirens. And we passed and we see somebody laying on the ground. The ambulance, basically they had it covered up already. Like they didn't have him covered up. They just had like the car blocking him. So, you really couldn't see what was going on. And, everybody, I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody knew each other. It was really kind of 2 sides to it, but 9 times out of 10, it was kind of both sides was like kind of beefing with each other a little bit, but you had mutual friends from each side. I was more mutual with most of them because I went to elementary school with all of them. But long story short, so I'm asking one of my partners, I'm like, what happened? Because I'm like, we just left. And he like, man, they just shot Marquise, the guy that I was telling you, that I was talking to about the situation with the gun. And he was like, man, most of the time these guys don't even have guns. Less than 10 minutes later of me having that conversation with him, dead, shot twice in the head. Just like that. Okay. That was just a gloomy, dark and gloomy time. Like the days progressing after that was just dark and gloomy, and it was on my mind 24/7. Now, keep in mind, this was not the first friend that I had by far that was killed or that passed away. And I was only like 17. But anyway, fast forward, come to find out, the same guy that pulled the gun out on me, he had got locked up and, came home, and we were talking about the situation. And in jail, he found out what really happened, why my other friend got shot in the head. It was off a mistaken identity from another guy that we knew, but he was like from the other side of the neighborhood, and he had did something crazy. And I never forget, we saw him at that same store, and he was telling me how he was on the run because he had did something. He didn't really go into detail, but we just shook. As soon as we shook the scenes, he was hot, so we didn't want to be around him. And come to find out, that particular guy, there was a mistaken identity thing. They thought that Marquise, the friend who got shot twice in the head, was this other particular friend that I had. And that's, just mistaken identity, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. We had walked that neighborhood for years, and, nothing like that happening. Just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Know where you're supposed to be. It's a lot of times, hey, you can hang out in your neighborhood or whatever, but you got to know that there's an element out there that, came to kill, steal, and destroy. And don't be a victim. You can just be walking to the store, with some buddies, and boom, you gone. But like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to come back with some more stories because I surely have a lot of them.